episode 1 to 5.
What I will say before we get into our thoughts,
Oh.
rave reviews so far.
So I haven't had time to really look at much on Twitter and stuff, so I haven't seen how the reaction's been.
All I know is for a decent while it was at 100% on Rotten Tomato.
Nice.
I don't know if it still is, but it is definitely up there. Still, let me just double check. Batman Caped Crusader. Yeah, it's still at 100% on the critics.
Nice.
80% audience score.
Solid.
I mean, really like it.
Yeah, there's 10 episodes. We watched the first 5. We'll do the next 5 next week. Yeah, first 5 episodes felt great.
The art style was nice. It's very clean.
I really like the art style.
The character design for Batman and his rogues gallery has been very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's sometimes with animation, I don't know about you, I can find the design can sometimes be a bit difficult to watch after a while. And I don't mean that in the way of it's done badly, but like the movement, and sometimes I find it can give me like a little headache. Even if I'm loving it, I'll just find like if I watch this for 6 hours, I'll be like, oh, that's gonna start fucking with my eyes. This kind of animation, so I look at that, I'm like, I don't think my eyes would ever get tired by this animation style. And I don't mean like, oh, it's so fun that I'll never get bored of it. I mean, I don't think it's very I think it's a very relaxing thing to watch for your eyes. I don't find it any strain to watch.
They've kind of hit that classic feel of an old Batman animated, but polished up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The voice acting's really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very different for me to not hear Kevin Conroy's voice.
Obviously.
But overall, I was bloody impressed.
Yeah. No, I thought everyone did a great job.
Yeah, I loved the design for the Batmobile, going for a proper car.
Yeah, like a hot rod. Yeah, it looked cool.
The 50s, 40s, 50s vibe, immaculate.
Yeah.
And the stories are really solid. So what? Episode 1 was the Penguin.
Yeah, we got a female penguin.
Yeah, which was a very classic kind of story.
Yeah.
Episode 2 Clayface?
So yeah, okay. So I was gonna say, I presumed it was Clayface, but obviously that's not quite what I think of as Clayface.
So I think that's a very traditional kind of version of Clayface, because Clayface was an actor. That is. I think in more recent times he's been moved more into the monster category rather than the rogues category.
Right.
So I kind of liked what they did. It was a bit of a change, but it definitely worked. Episode 3 was
Firebug?
Yes, Firebug. Which was very cool.
Yeah.
Seeing the corruption of the police and the way they handled all that.
Yeah.
Building that kind of Batman-Gordon relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 4 was... Who was that?
Catwoman.
Yes, Catwoman.
Which I really enjoyed.
Really, really good episode. Proper classic Catwoman design. Really good.
Can we also talk about the fact, though, that she just had a panther?
Yeah, but that is such an old school comics vibe.
Oh yeah, and it's like pure like animated show. Like I expect nothing less, but it was just the fact that it was like, oh, and there's a panther.
Oh, sorry, we got Catwoman and Firebug the wrong way around.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Yes, Catwoman was episode 3, Firebug was episode 4, and then episode 5 was phenomenal. It was Harley Quinn.
Yes.
A very different take on Harley Quinn, not predicated on a relationship with the Joker.
No, but so
that same kind of concept.
Yeah, because of
bad person that she's helping with corrupted her, just in a very different way. And I liked it.
I really enjoyed, like, we got a mix of clearly setups for recurring villains, and then sprinkled in a couple of, like, the rogues galleries just to kind of add to the tension between the police and stuff. But, like, having Penguin get caught episode 1 and, like, pull away, it's, like, obviously going to come back. Harley escapes, is alive, clearly going to come back. Catwoman in prison, clearly going to be an issue again. Like, they've set up the mainstays, and then we've also, in the first 5 episodes, because obviously we don't know how the rest of it goes, but set up Commissioner Gordon, set up the corruption in the police, set up kind of the lay of the land that this month 1 Batman is dealing with.
Harvey Dent making a run for mayor. He's already shown off his double-headed coin.
Yes. Barbara's about.
Barbara as a lawyer is an interesting decision.
I like it. I think it works well.
So do I. I don't dislike it. I think it also worked with the era quite well.
Yes.
The whole idea behind Barbara Gordon, the reason she became Batgirl, is her dad wouldn't allow her to be a police officer. So that still kind of works in this story world. It's very comic booky in the sense of it's not a truthful retelling of the 40s and 50s. It's a stylized 40s and 50s. They wanted the aesthetic of it, but they didn't want to have to deal with like women aren't going to be able to have a job, and we can not have any coloured characters.
I feel like they nailed the mobster look of that era. I don't know what it was, but that first episode, I was like, I feel like I'm watching like Godfather or something like that.
Yeah,
classic. Just it's obviously the outfits, and obviously it's just from media that we are sold on that is what to expect. But yeah, they nailed the era, I think.
I don't know what the plan is with the show. I don't know if they're planning to do multiple seasons. I don't know if it was just a fun thing they wanted to do.
They will.
It's got a lot of. It's Bruce Timm. He did the animated series, the original animated series in the 90s.
Right.
He knows what he's doing.
It's got Matt Reeves
really
as
good.
executive producer.
Yeah, Matt Reeves is executive producing it, and we know he excels in this storytelling vibe
as well.
Yeah, but also in this kind of noir, dark, gritty vibe. Yeah. I really like it. It's much more scaled back Batman. By setting it in the 40s, yeah, you can have a bit of fun with it, but there's not loads of technology, which I think can overcomplicate Batman at times, which can make it simpler. I'm really enjoying it. My honest to God, my only critique is I'm not a massive fan of the Alfred character design.
I get that. It's
a short, rotund Alfred seems weird to me.
Yeah, I can understand that. It threw me off a little bit, but I think there'll be more revealed of him.
Oh, for sure. What I would love to see if they do more of this, and obviously in one of the later episodes it might get teased. I would love to see a Dick Grayson Robin in this cartoon.
That could be cool.
He would work so well in this cartoon, because this cartoon is very much the vibe of early days Batman. Dick Grayson was early days Batman. His character would fit in so naturally to this setting and this time period. And I'm sick of us getting so much Batman media without Robin. Batman without Robin isn't really a thing. It's existed for tiny portions of time, but for some reason it makes up so much of our visual media.
It'll be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets the second season. I wonder how much of a longevity the show has, considering we know that James Gunn wants to have the Batman actor the actors he picks also to voice act any animated stuff. So unless he's going to pick this voice actor as the Batman actor, at some point it's going to have to stop, so there's not this overlap that creates confusion.
I mean, he said he's happy to do Elseworld stories, which I assume is what it comes under. He's not going to be dealing with this time frame. Kind of stories he's going to tell won't fit 40s Gotham as well. So I imagine it will just... I mean, don't get me wrong, it might affect it being made long term, but hopefully it just gets hit with an Elseworlds label.
Yeah, or, I mean, any animated Batman that's part of the DCU is probably going to be way down the line. This might have time to run its course before then, and we get 2-3 seasons of it at least.
Exactly. For sure. But I'm enjoying it greatly. I look forward to watching the next 5 episodes and discussing them next week. But I'm
enjoying
it's really
all this animated content.
Yeah, it's really clean. And it was actually quite nice to get kind of a very simplistic. That sounds so like, oh, it's very simple. But you know what I mean? It's very, very
Back to the
clean,
core.
very nice cut lines. Yeah, it felt like watching a cartoon as a kid with how it was done, but done in the most polished, clean way imaginable.
It gave the same feel that X-Men 97 did, which was like, it feels like we're back to the core of what we used to remember as watching, but fresh, like polished up.
The only difference is they didn't add like the real impressive transitions between 2 and 3D that X-Men 97 had that made it really pop. And obviously the color palette being a little bit blander because of the time period obviously doesn't make it look as visually impressive.
But still.
But yeah, catch us next week.
I did see on our TikTok that we got someone agrees with my idea for a 24 style Batman.
Yes. Someone is
someone needs to make
the idea of a 24-hour Batman.
I think it's pretty cool.